This is the unit on substance use and abuse. This unit's a little bit shorter than the others. I've made it into 5 lessons. It's interesting in the wellness standards how some of them go into great depth and there's so much information to cover. Really, there's not so much in this unit. It's a little bit of an easier unit, and the way the standards are written, and it doesn't go into as much depth, and to me it's just not as interesting. But it's very important for us to keep our students from harming themselves. How alcohol affects you is different based on different absorption rate, and these factors include the body size, gender, strength of drink, and so on. Gender: women are generally smaller than men, have a higher percentage body fat, and tend to reach higher blood alcohol content more quickly. Regarding food, a full stomach slows the absorption of alcohol into the bloodstream. Strength of drink. Drinks can have different effects based on their composition. The carbonated beverages tend to increase the absorption rate of the alcohol. So a champagne is going to have more likely to get drunk off that. Rate of consumption. Gulping or chugging drinks will increase the amount of alcohol taken into your system. And the faster you drink, the less time your body has to dilute the alcohol. Age factors in. The body processes alcohol better once the body is fully matured. Tolerance. The longer an individual drinks, the more he or she will need to drink in order to get the same desired effect. So it takes somebody that's a seasoned alcohol drinker, somebody who drinks a whole lot over a long time, it takes them more to get drunk. Drug use is the legal or illegal drugs can speed up the effects of alcohol and have an unpredicted outcome. It can be called speedballing if somebody takes a depressant, an upper and a downer, something like caffeine and alcohol at the same time. Very, very bad for you. Body composition. In general, the less you weigh, the more quickly alcohol will be absorbed. However, for people the same weight, a person who has greater muscle mass will absorb alcohol slower than someone with a higher percentage of body fat. The mood affects it because a person who is obviously upset, exhausted, or under a lot of stress feels the effects of alcohol more quickly. Symptoms of alcohol dependence includes neglect of other activities, including important social, occupational, or recreational activities are given up or reduced because of alcohol use. Excessive use could be alcohol is consumed in larger amounts over a longer period of time than intended. Impaired control, which is ongoing, unsuccessful efforts to cut down or control the alcohol consumption. Persistence of use, and the alcohol consumption is continued despite the knowledge of having a persistent or reoccurring physical or psychological problem that is likely caused or made worse by the alcohol. A large amount of time spent in alcohol-related activities. A great deal of time is spent in activities necessary to obtain, use, or recover from the effects of alcohol. So if it's taken up too much of time, taken away from social life, working, it's definitely a problem. Withdrawal symptoms such as nausea, sweating, shakiness, and anxiety when alcohol use is stopped after a period of heavy drinking. And when the tolerance increases and the need for increasing amounts of alcohol in order to feel its effects. Question: why do teens drink? Pressure, stress, and many advertisements. Advertisements that show attractive, healthy, fit people drinking. Advertisements that show a party atmosphere with upbeat music. Advertisements or movies that glorify the drinking. Might show the environment or problem-free drinking. Person with alcohol problem, I know it's kind of hard to see the screen so well, but the person starts off with having a loss of control, and they'll start having some problems socially, and then have some memory loss as they move a little bit further down into the yellow zone there. They'll have urgency with the first drink. They'll have a few more blackouts, possibly lose the job, start drinking secretly, not just socially. As they move a little further down, it's been a few years, the person has, their friends have left them, their loved ones have left them, they've lost their job, they've basically lost much of life. They They will go to a hospital, try to seek treatment. A lot of times it'll take a few tries before it really sets in. And then they're basically all alone and they feel abandonment. Then either the treatment starts taking and they improve their life, or unfortunately the person would pass away. If the treatment works, then it's basically they kind of have to hit rock bottom before they have to improve, and then they start seeing new hope, and slowly things put together, believe in a new life, start making some good quality friends, and they start having some more self-esteem. Moving up the other on the right side, on the yellow, they'll have more positive feelings, more positive friends, and a rebirth for life. They're feeling a lot better about themselves and a lot better about their situation, and they'll be healthy intellectually, spiritually, and are able to have a job and healthy relationships. Looking at, our goal is to make it to college, and that's why we go to our school. And 300,000 of today's college students will eventually die of alcohol-related causes such as drunk driving, accidents, cirrhosis, cancers, and heart disease. About 160,000 first-year college students will drop out of school next year due to alcohol and drug-related reasons. Average student in college spends about $450 on alcohol, and mostly beer. It adds up to about $5.5 billion. An average student spends more on alcohol than they spend on books, soda, coffee, juke, and milk combined. About 1/3 of college students admit to having missed at least one class because of their alcohol or drug use, and nearly 1/4 of students report bombing a test because of the after effects of drinking or doing drugs. A night of heavy drinking can impair your ability to think abstractly for up to 30 days, limiting your ability to relate textbook reading to what the professor says, and or to think through a football play. Students who binge drink are more likely to damage property, have trouble with authorities, miss classes, have hangovers, and experience injuries from those that do not. If you look at the chart, I got women here. The only safe driving is at 0 alcohol. As early as 1 drink, that is 1 beer, 1 shot of liquor, one liquor drink, 1 glass of wine, would be affects the driving. Legally intoxicated, this is for somebody who is over 21. Under 21, any alcohol at all is illegal, but over 21, it's legally intoxicated as early as 2 drinks. Men, also 2 drinks. They're affected driving as early as 1 drink. At 10 drinks for men and about 6 drinks for women, death is possible. It can serious health effects. Okay, amphetamines. We're looking at methamphetamine. It's a very addictive stimulant drug. It can be smoked, injected, inhaled, or taken by mouth. There's many street names such as speed, meth, and chalk. Crystal meth is very popular in Tennessee, and we've all seen the news where some house or apartment or truck gets blown up in the process of making it, or we've seen those disgusting pictures of the person with the teeth all rotted out where they do the drugs. Methamphetamine affects the brain and can create feelings of pleasure, increase energy, and elevate the mood. But abusers may become addicted quickly, needing higher doses more often. Adverse health effects include irregular heartbeat, increased blood pressure, and a variety of psychological problems. Long-term effects may include severe mental disorders, memory loss, and severe dental problems. You've heard of meth mouth. It's where the teeth all fall out. Anabolic steroids are man-made substances related to the male sex hormone testosterone. Medical uses of anabolic steroids include some hormone problems in men, late puberty, and muscle loss from some diseases. Bodybuilders and athletes often use anabolic steroids to build muscles and improve athletic performance, but using them in this way is not legal or safe. Abuse of anabolic steroids has been linked with many health problems. They range from unattractive to life-threatening, include acne and cysts, breast growth, male breast growth, shrinking of testicles, voice deepening, the growth of body hair in women, heart problems, and heart attack. Also liver disease, cancer, and aggressive behavior. friend of mine took steroids. He used to like to walk around the bar, bump into somebody, then he would turn around and yell at them, hoping that the person would say something in which they would get in a fight. He wasn't a very nice guy. Club drugs. Main one is ecstasy. The term club drug refers to a wide variety of dangerous drugs. These drugs are often used by young adults at all-night dance parties, dance clubs, and bars. They include ecstasy, clarity, lover speed. Also Special K, Vitamin K, roofies. Some of the meth, speed, ice and chalk, and crystal crank can fall under this category. Club drugs have become more common in the recent years. Sometimes people use them to commit sexual assaults. Club drugs, they'll use roofies to put in somebody's drink and then have their way with them. Club drugs can have serious health problems and sometimes death. They're even more dangerous if you use them with alcohol. And one of the scary things about ecstasy is it's many different formulas. It's taking a lot of different drugs and combining it into one. And so you never know if you have more of this in it or more of that. It's very unpredictable what's going to happen when taking that. Cocaine is a powerful drug that stimulates the brain. People who use it can have a strong addiction. They may have to use more and more drug to get high. Sold on the street is a fine white powder, and there's two forms, the salt and the freebase. The salt dissolves in water, and people can take it in a vein or in the nose. The freebase form can be smoked. Crack is the name of the smokable kind. No matter how much cocaine is taken, it's dangerous. Some of the most common side effects include heart problems and heart attacks, respiratory effects, and respiratory failure. You have nervous system problems, including strokes, digestive problems, and all of these can be fatal. Using cocaine with alcohol is a common cause of drug-related death. It's taking an upper and a downer. It's speedballing. Inhalants are household products such as glues, hairsprays, paints, and lighter fluid. These are drugs that oftentimes kids and younger folks will use for a search of a quick high. Many young people inhale the vapors from these not knowing that serious health effects can happen. Very dangerous. Even one session of inhalant abuse can disrupt the heart rhythms and lower oxygen levels. Either of these can cause death and brain problems. Regular abuse can result in serious harm to the brain, heart, kidneys, and liver. Marijuana is a dry, shredded mix of flowers, stems, seeds, and leaves of the hemp plant. Cannabis sativa, I probably didn't say that right. People usually smoke it as a cigarette or in a pipe. It's the most commonly abused drug in the United States. And abusing marijuana can result in problems with memory, learning, and social behavior. It can interfere with family, social, work, and other activities. Scientific studies are underway to test the safety and usefulness of the medical conditions. Currently, there's mixed thoughts on this. Prescription drug abuse is increasing. It's getting to be very dangerous. Most people take medicines only for the reason their doctors prescribe, but up to as high as 20% of people in the United States have used prescription drugs for non-medical reasons, and that is prescription drug abuse. It's a serious and growing problem. These people can get addiction to narcotic painkillers, sedatives, tranquilizers, and stimulants. We don't really know why it's increasing. Maybe just the ease of getting the pills. Doctors are prescribing more and more drugs on health problems than ever before. Online pharmacies make it easy to get prescription pills, sometimes without even a prescription, even for youngsters. So it's a really a growing problem. And one of my good friends, it basically ruined his life. He got hurt his back, got on some painkillers, got addicted, and within a few months was he'd go on dates and just try to go in the girl's bathroom and see what he could steal from her pill-wise. It was very, very sad to watch his life fall apart. He ended up in a drug treatment program for a few years. We already had that. The DARE, school counselors, teachers, local health departments, hotlines, Alcoholics Anonymous. That's the sort of things that people need to receive treatment. Sometimes they just need a little support. Sometimes they need a whole treatment center where they need to go away for a few weeks, few months, or more time to put together the life. It depends on the severity of the problem, the severity of the addiction, the intensity of the addiction, and what they're addicted to. Knox County General Sessions Court has a really good program which provides state-funded alcohol and drug addiction in treatment for patients who have been convicted of DUI offenses, and for those whose driver's license is canceled. So in other words, if a person gets a DUI and they need to receive alcohol treatment, then they can get that for free. The program is paid for through funds from vehicles forfeited under the code 5510-403K, which is where they take away cars when someone is, drinking, driving, or doing drugs and that sort of thing. So it's really good that Knox County has this opportunity for people to receive treatment at no cost. Let me go back to that a little bit. It's you can't just say a person needs to, there's only one type of treatment that's best. There's so many factors that factor in. So if you think you have a problem, the best thing you can do is talk to a school counselor, talk to a trusted adult, so on, and they can point you in the right direction. And if it's one of those state mandated ones, maybe this Knox County program, or there might be others. It's not unheard of to have a choice of jail time or rehabilitation time. Usually if possible, people try to do the rehabilitation. Sometimes insurance pays for it, sometimes they don't. It really depends on the insurance and the treatment they're going through. So, sometimes just counseling is needed, sometimes the inpatient treatment's what is needed and what's best. I want you to think of all the different songs that have alcohol in the lyrics. I'll do a little bit of something with that in class, but think of rap songs, country songs. There's a lot out there. The average teenager sees about 1,000 alcohol ads before they are 21. I got some examples here. Nectar of the Guys. Think about what that's promoting to if you want to be a real guy. And advertisements like these, they say they're marketing towards those that are over 21, but kind of like the magazine sales, we talked about that in the sexuality unit, where oftentimes somebody buys a magazine of the age group that they're about to be at, such as people who read 17 are typically younger than the age of 17. The magazine Cosmo, it talks about talks about problems of young adults who are single and have professional adults, typically women, but it's oftentimes college students and those right out of college are reading it. So a lot of times people read a magazine of the age group they're about to be at. High schoolers will frequently watch movies about college, and it's kind of a way people learn about what's next in life. I don't know what we're calling him nowadays, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or whatever his name is this week. Who buys his music? I'm assuming typically people who are under the age of 21. It's here, Fashion Junkie. We got two ladies that don't look very healthy, snorting what appears to be a shirt, but it's also the lines on the shoulder there, the white lines are supposed to look like they're cocaine lines that they're snuffing or snorting. So I provided examples from sports, music, attractive women, many different things to kind of show the expanse of what we're looking at. Kenny Chesney, promoted by Corona. The best method is the NICE method. I've looked quite a bit online. Some of the suggestions were a little cheesy. Some of them were acronyms that were very hard to remember. I think we can remember NICE. Many young people struggle with drinking. Alcohol is a part of the young people's lives, whether or not an individual young person drinks. Many young people have drunk or currently drink alcohol, and almost every young person has friends or peers who drink alcohol, and many have parents or other family members who drink. Partying, drinking socially with other young people is considered cool, and the media creates a lot of images of young people drinking and promoting drinking as being fun and popular. So if we choose not to drink, not to participate in alcohol and drugs, then let's look at some strategies. Just simply say no, not interested, maybe later. I don't do drugs or I don't want to. Change the topic and just kind of move on. Typically somebody's, in my experience, not going to pressure you too hard if it's pretty clear you don't want to do it. If all the above doesn't work, exit. You don't want to be around people who are going to push you towards something you don't want to do. If it's a girl or a guy, the opposite sex, trying to pressure you, it's like, well, what are they trying to get out of this? And that's something you need to look at. Are they looking for someone to hang out with? Are their social skills so bad that they can only hang out with people who are drinking and under the influence? And is that really something you want to be a part of? To go over the definitions here, substance abuse is excessive use of a drug, including alcohol, narcotics, and or cocaine. It's the use of a drug without medical justification. Illicit drugs are drugs which are forbidden by law. Gateway drugs, a drug such as alcohol or marijuana, whose use is thought to lead to the use of dependence on a harder drug, such as cocaine or heroin. Drug misuse refers to the use of a drug for purposes other than which it was intended, or using the drug in excess quantities. So it's illegal to take a prescription medicine when it's not prescribed to you, or to take more than the recommended amount. Drug abuse is the use of a drug for a non-therapeutic effect. Over-the-counter drugs are products that are available in supermarkets, drugstores, and convenience stores. There's a incorrect but widespread belief that because you don't need a prescription, these drugs must be less dangerous. But that is incorrect. These are very dangerous as well if not used correctly. I've known a fellow who died from taking too much cough syrup. Prescription drug is a drug that can be, a person can only get it through a prescription from a physician, designated medical personnel. Steroids, we're looking at the anabolic steroids. These are synthetic hormones that are derivatives of testosterone. They're used medically, especially to promote tissue growth, and are sometimes used and abused by athletes to increase size and strength in the muscles and to improve endurance. Drug interaction is a result, either desirable or undesirable, of drugs interacting with themselves or with other drugs. Tar is the ingredient which gives cigarettes a flavor. It's a solid residue of tobacco smoke containing byproducts of combustion. Nicotine is a colorless, poisonous alkaloid, which is derived from the tobacco plant. It's used as an insecticide. It's the part of tobacco in which smokers can become addicted. Carbon monoxide is a poisoning. It's a type of poisoning that occurs when carbon monoxide gas is inhaled. This gas is colorless, odorless, and very poisonous. It's the same that is in automobile exhaust fumes, faulty stoves, heating systems, fires, and of course cigarette smoke. Blood alcohol level is the concentration of alcohol in the blood, expressed in the weight of alcohol in a fixed volume of blood, and used as a measure of the degree of intoxication in the individual. So they'll tell the blood alcohol level to see whether or not the person is legal to drive, or to find out how much they've had. Depends on the weight, the quantity, and the weight of alcohol ingestion, the rates of alcohol absorption, and the metabolism. It's also called the BAC, the blood alcohol content. Codependency is defined as the addiction to a supportive role in a relationship. It means that you may be living through and for another person, taking care of their every need, trying to fix their problems, feeling constantly anxious about the other person, and taking blame for their failures. A person who acts this way is called a codependent. And enabling is defined as making it possible or easy. In this case, behaviors by family members allow individuals with substance use problems to avoid the negative consequences that may accompany their actions. There are many ways in which this behavior can manifest. Looking at the alcohol laws, It's illegal in Tennessee for a person under the age of 21 to possess, purchase, or attempt to purchase alcoholic beverages. They cannot make a false statement about being 21, in other words, using a fake ID. It's illegal to drink alcoholic beverages anywhere, including the home. It's illegal to be served alcoholic beverages in restaurants or other establishments. The only exception would be a church function, which a tiny amount would be given under certain regulations. Looking at smoking laws, the legal smoking age is 18 in Tennessee. That you can be fined and be given community service hours. It's also illegal to have smoking material, paraphernalia, smokeless tobacco products. Looking at drug laws, it's illegal to possess, exchange, manufacture, deliver, or sell drugs. It's illegal to inhale, sniff, sell, possess, give, glue, paint, gasoline, aerosol, or similar products for unlawful purposes. So it is legal to go out and fill your lawnmower out with gasoline. It is illegal for you to go out and huff the gasoline. They can revoke driving privileges, amongst other things. It's illegal to have drug paraphernalia. For example, a pipe with marijuana residue is drug paraphernalia. If marijuana and rolling papers are found together, the rolling papers can be considered drug paraphernalia. And again, they can take away your driver's license.